Sir, did you check the test?
I haven't checked it yet. If not find the time, I will send it tomorrow to you. Okay. Okay. All right. So we did it till here. Now we are gonna basically look at um, the definition of the electrical conductors and electrical insulators. Now, electrical conductors are basically those materials that can easily conduct electricity. Now, how? They have sea of electrons that help charge to move quickly. Right? Now, electrical conductors include all metals, by the way, whereas electrical insulators are materials that cannot conduct electricity easily. They offer large resistance. And also, I want to tell you this very important part that they do not have free electrons. Most of them are non-metals such as rubber, glass, wood, etc. So you can write this down, please. All right now. So once we have identified them, we can then go towards and learn how we can charge insulators. So insulators, basically, if we draw them like this, there could be three conditions for them, like that. Let me just copy this, put it in another line. Oh no. Hmm. Yeah. Guys, you please draw these boxes. 1 second. ये खोलिए ना, 10 मिनट में क्या करना है, मुझे जाना है। ये है ना 2022 2023, देखिए ये सेट और ये बना हुआ है IGCSE एडवांस 2020। तुमने जो भी खोलना है पहले जैसे ही खोलो, पहले वाला इसको तुमने बनाना है कमांड पी, ये खुल जाएगा, ठीक है। और यहाँ से तुमने प्रिंटर को इधर क्लिक कर देना, PDF, ये इनको PDF बना देगा, इनका नाम रख देना, ठीक हो गया। ऑल पेजेस इस तरह सबका एक फोल्डर बना के ड्राइव का अपलोड कर 2023 का। Okay. Now kids, just remember that insulators are charged when they are rubbed against another material. All right. So friction causes electrons to move when it produces heat, because you know that friction produces heat. So when heat is produced, it basically electrons move like that, right? Now, keeping that in mind, then I just want to basically comment on this, that there could be three different things. We can call some materials neutral. We can call some positively charged. We can also call some materials negatively charged. Now, so we are going to look at what happens in reality and how we need to draw. What you need to draw. This is basically we're looking at. Now, in reality, a neutral material will have equal number of positives and equal number of negative charges. Is it clear, everyone? When we have to draw something neutral, we just don't draw anything. We just show it blank, which means that it is basically neutral. It has equal charges. Understood, everyone? Tariq, Abdullah, Rabia. Dawood, everything is clear? There you go. Now, if something is basically positively charged, in reality what it means is that it has more protons and less electrons. It does have electrons, but they're less in number. So what we do is we just show it as positive charged, although there would be some electrons too. Get it? Now, if something is negatively charged, it means it has positives but it also have negatives which are greater in number. So when there are more electrons, basically we show it as negative charged material. We do not show protons in it. So you guys need to remember that as well. Okay, kids? Right. Please draw this. This is very important. They can actually ask you to do the same. So you don't want to miss out on anything. Okay. Quickly, please.
Sir, whilst everyone is writing, can you please explain what are we talking about because I just joined?
All right. So I hope you guys have written this. Now let's go forward. Where is, by the way, Lar? Lar, please join us. Okay. Now I want to tell you a very, very important thing that you guys should always remember. It's basically the golden rule of this chapter, and that is only negatives can move. Positives cannot move. Right? So you guys need to remember this. Only negatives will move. Do not say that positives are moving. For example, suppose there is a perspex rod.
Sir, by negatives, do you mean by electrons and positives by protons?
Yes, that's what I mean. Suppose there is a woolen cloth and there is perspex rod. Perspex is plastic, by the way. So they rub together. And when they rub together, rod becomes negative and cloth positive. So like that. And this becomes negative. Now what should be written when we are describing what happens? We are going to say about the cloth that it loses electrons. Is it clear, everyone? Abdullah, we do not know that. It happens like automatically. But we can know what kind of charge they will have, but we'll do it later on. At the end of the lesson, this chapter, I'll show you how we can see what charge they've gained. But what charge cloth and rod will gain if they rub together, we cannot basically determine that beforehand. Do you get it? And for perspex rod, we are gonna say it gains electrons. Now, what is the wrong answer in this? So if somebody has written, let me write a wrong answer as well. If somebody says it loses protons, if somebody said that, it's wrong. In this one, if somebody said it gains protons, that's also wrong. The reason is that in chemistry, you might have learned, those who take it, is that protons live in the nucleus. Electrons are free to move, protons are not. So protons can never move. Either electrons are gonna come in and be in axis, or they're gonna basically go out and cause the protons to be in axis. That's how the charge is there. Is it clear, everyone?
Well, mister, I thought protons cannot move. So how can the cloth gain it?
They see electrons from this cloth has moved to the rod. So now cloth has less electrons, so it's more positive, and rod has more electrons, so it is more negative. Do you get it? Like that. So only electrons can move, protons cannot. Understood? If you have any questions now, please go ahead. Clear your doubts here. All right. Now, like I said, only, when you rub, because of friction, things get charged. But that doesn't really happen with conductors. To charge conductors, we have different steps that we need to take. Okay. So if you've written it, I would want to go to the next page. Next page then. So charging conductors. This would be our next step. So in step 1, by the way, I just want to write, they cannot be charged by friction. So we need to do something else, okay? So you have a metal sphere like this. We put it on an insulated stand. Like that, okay? We want insulated stand because we don't want earth to get connected to it. Now what's going to happen? Let's see. In the first step, you bring a charged rod close to it. No, it doesn't look like a rod. It looks like a mushroom. Wait. Okay. To bring a charged rod, let's suppose the charged rod is positive. What's going to happen is that the side which is closer to the rod, the electrons are going to get attracted to it. Is it clear, everyone? Leaving their counterparts, like positives on the other side, like that. So then in step 2, what happens is that we want to trick it, like we keep the rod close to it, like that. But this time, what we do is, because they're positives here, on the other side, we connect it with an earth wire. It's called earth wire. It's just a wire connected to our earth, right? On the floor, we can do it. So in the first step, bring a charged rod close to sphere. Then what we have done is connect earth wire to the sphere. Alright. Now, earth would think that on this side, basically it's connected. So earth would think that this basically whole thing is positive because it's connected here and there are positives in greater number on this side, right? So earth is going to send some electrons so that it can sort of fill up here and neutralize it. So one of the functions of earth wire is that earth wire tries to neutralize the charge. Like it doesn't want something to be charged, it wants to neutralize everything. Is it clear, everyone? Please let me know if you do not have, if you got confused here. Okay.
Sir, what do you mean by neutralize the charge?
Come again, please. Your voice was breaking.
Yes, sir, I was saying, what do you mean by neutralizing the charge?
Neutralizing means that Earth would think that there are more positives on this sphere, so it would send some electrons in equal number to basically balance them. Do you get it?
So basically, the side which has the protons, the Earth gives them more electrons.
Yeah, so that Earth thinks that basically this sphere needs electrons. So you're tricking Earth in this sense. You get it?
Okay, okay.
Sir, so then what happens in the metal sphere?
So now there are more electrons and less protons. Do you get it? Like that? Now we got to. Yes, Aisha.
Yes, sir.
Now we got to basically trap these. All right, we got to trap these. So in step 3, what we do is that charging of conductors, Umar. Tariq, sorry. So in the next step, we keep the rod at the same place. We don't move it. And we basically remove the earth wire. So what we've done is, in the third step, remove the earth wire. By removing the earth wire, now the extra electrons which had entered into this sphere are now trapped. Do you guys get it? They can't go anywhere now. Then, in step 4, remove the rod. So when you remove the rod, what basically happens is that now, because there are extra electrons in this, it becomes negatively charged. Yes. So in step 3, we basically remove the earth wire. So earth wire was the one that basically brought extra electrons into it. And if you remove it suddenly, then the extra electrons that went into the sphere would now be trapped there. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
In step 4, we are gonna remove the rod. It's very important, by the way, to do that. If you do not remove the rod, then like when you remove the rod, it will be a negatively charged sphere. Now, I just want to ask you one question. And the question is, what if we had removed the earth wire later and the rod first? What would have happened then? Do you guys have any idea?
So if we were to remove the earth wire first, then the rod would attract all the electrons.
Mhm. No, no. Rod never touches it, right? My question is, if we remove the rod first and earth wire later, what would happen?
The sphere becomes neutralized.
Yes, that is correct. So earth wire now will know that there are extra electrons. So earth wire will neutralize the sphere. So all what you've done will go to zero. Is it clear, everyone? Another word for this one is discharge. So if the examiner says what you do, you say it discharges it, and then that's it, right? Get it? Okay, you guys can draw this, and then I'm gonna show you a question that they will ask you.
Sir, when you say that it will neutralize the sphere, what does that mean? That the electrons will go back into the earth?
Yes, the electrons will go back to the Earth because Earth will know you were tricking Earth. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. Earth has all the charges. Earth can supply as many charges as you want, and it can also take back as many charges as you want. So Earth is like something that discharges everything. Okay. If you ever go on a plane and you get seats on the fewer front rows, you might see that on the plane they have, like, if the plane is like standing here, so basically, and you're sitting here, so just notice that there a wire coming out of the plane, and then it is basically there is something touching the ground and wire is connected to it, and then they're fueling the plane from here. Have you seen that?
So that's like underneath the wing, the fuel truck comes and then
Yeah, underneath the wing, the fuel is coming. But what is this wire doing? Have you ever thought about it?
sir, I have not heard about the wire, but I've heard that there's um they have put some stuff on the wing that removes the electrons.
Yes, yes, Abdullah. Not neutralizing the friction really. But what happens is when the plane basically goes through clouds, right? So it basically causes friction and the plane gets charged. It could be positive charge on the plane or negative charge. So if you fuel it directly, what happens is the charge might cause a spark and the plane will catch fire, right? But then what you do is by connecting earth wire, it neutralizes the plane and then you can put fuel in it to be safe. Do you guys get it? Like that. Alright. Let me show you a question.
Sir, earth wires also this when you take your charger, there's this long metal line. Is this also an earth wire?
Yes, your charger will, some chargers have three uh, you say plug plugs in it. Right? The plug has three like conductors, right? So two are normal wires, one is earth amongst them, the bigger one. Okay. Now let's look at a question from. I want to quickly look at this. A very recent paper it is, 2021. 2021 to February, March. No. Question 29. Yeah. 20. This is not the question. That's not fair. This is the right paper I opened. 6 to 5 February, March 21. 0625 FM 21. Should be here. Why is it not here? That's bad. Oh, no, no, no. It's in 19, not this one. 19. 22. No. 29. Oh, yeah. This one is the question. Okay. So let's just read this question. Can somebody please tell me the answer for this?
Sir, it's B.
B. Who disagrees? So you got to bring the charged rod, right? Then sphere is earth, right? Charged rod is taken away. If your charged rod is taken away, then obviously it would discharge. So you have to remove the earth first, and then you have to remove the wire. This is correct. Do you guys get it? Just like that. Now, we also need to know the next, and that is when we would be considering how to discharge a metal sphere? This is the question, right? Oh no, that's bad. But let's draw it again. So there is a metal sphere that's basically let's copy this. Okay, so this metal sphere is positively charged and this is negatively charged. So it means it has more positives, and this means it has more negatives. So if you connect, obviously, an earth wire with both of them, earth wire is going to neutralize it. So I want you guys to tell me what will be right in both cases. Yes, please.
Sir, the earth pile will neutralize the mesosphere.
No, but then we have to also write what happens. How will it neutralize it? Can somebody please tell me that? Yes, good, Tariq. So we're gonna say electrons will flow from Earth to metal sphere. Okay, guys, you get it? And for the other one, what should we write?
The electron will flow from the metal sphere to the earth.
Yes, we will only talk about electrons. Do not talk about protons moving. We're gonna say electrons will flow will flow from metal sphere to earth. It's like that. Everyone gets it? Any questions now? Very good, very good. You can draw this and write this down, please. Pretty good. Okay. All right, you guys done? Should I go forward now? What will happen? Oh, if we connect the spheres together, they will try to neutralize each other. Obviously, electrons will go from the right one to the left one, but then they can only neutralize if they have same number of electrons available to do that. Is it clear? Sorry, this is a good question, by the way. Very nice. Hmm. Now, now the question is that we've basically learned by now how to um, how to basically charge and discharge things. But the real question still remains that how do we know when something is charged and what charge they have, right? So I'm going to go to the next and we're going to discuss experiment that is called gold leaf electroscope. So gold leaf electroscope is a device that helps us determine if something is basically what kind of charge and if it is charged or not. So originally, if we draw this, it's basically a box with vacuum in it. There is a rod and a plate. All of this is made up of brass. It could be other metal as well. Disc and rod. On the side of it, we have a sort of a gold leaf. Now, what we say when we say gold leaf, it's basically made of gold, but it's very thin, sort of thing. Or we can basically draw it here. In fact, that would be better. There is a gold leaf like this, two pairs.
Sir, this rod is in a tank.
It's like, yeah, it's sort of a small glass, enclosed glass uh, container. It's basically it has vacuum in it, right? It does not have air in it. Is it clear? Gold leaves. There are two of them. Sometimes they can also use one. Anyway, not a big deal. Now, I need to copy this. Now, the first use of this is detecting if an object is charged. Yes, Rama, it's okay. I'll let you go soon. So, it's very simple. If you want to detect if a rod is charged or not, there will two things happening. If you bring an a rod which is completely uncharged, now we do not know that, right? So you have an uncharged rod. So the gold leaf will not move like that. Now, if you bring a charged rod of any sort, whether it's positive or negative, what you will see is that these gold leaves are gonna get deflected like this, and they will move like this. Okay. Now, why are they moving like this? Because if you bring a positive charge rod, the electrons will be attracted towards the plate, and on the rod, the protons will be left. Now you and on the leaf as well. So basically, what happens is that the protons repel protons. This is the reason they just get repelled. Alright, so we're going to say electrons move to the other end. Protons are left behind. Due to repulsion, the leaves basically move away from each other. I see. Alright, kids, you can write this down and then you can go. Layout में करना ना.
So the leaf moves right and left because of the protons repelling it.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, obviously. Protons basically are left behind. Protons basically repel protons. That's why it's causing it to go left and right.
but sir,
Sir, what's happening on the brass stands and rod in the second picture?
But basically, the electrons, they're like moving from the very bottom upwards. They leave the protons behind, which repel each other. That's why the leaf which can move is repelled. Understood?
Oh, okay. Okay.
sir, will a neutral metal atom um attract a negatively charged atom?
Neutral, there is no neutral. Yeah, it can. Then it can do that.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Okay, see you. Yeah, इस पे तो सही आता था. स्क्रिप्ट करें क्या? हैं? मैं प्रिंटर पे देखता हूँ. देखो कितना ही होना तो चाहिए. ये हो गया. मेरे पास एक पेज करना पड़ेगा. बल्कि जितने पेजेस हैं ना हमको एक 10 पेजेस पर शीट आ गया. पेजेस पर शीट आ गया. आगे समझ जाओ. पेजेस पर शीट जो है ना 10 करने पड़ेंगे. पेजेस पर शीट 10 करने पड़ेंगे. उनके 10 पेजेस नहीं, वो तो बहुत छोटा है. पेजेस पर शीट 2 करोगे ना तो वो सही होगा. मगर मसला ये है बीच में गैप आ रहा है. अगर वो गैप भी वो इसको तो वो सॉफ्टवेयर का इशू है ना. गैप भी आ जाए तो खैर है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. पेजेस पर 2 पे कर लो. ठीक है. ऑलराइट किड्स, सी यू.